A South Korean court has found former President Yoon Suk Yeol guilty of masterminding an insurrection over his short-lived martial law bid in 2024. He has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Now, according to the judge, Mr. Yoon conspired with his then Defense Minister, Kim Yong Hyun, to subvert the constitutional order by deploying troops to parliament. The former president was also found guilty of abuse of authority, but narrowly avoided the death penalty sought by prosecutors. Our judges cited his age, lack of prior criminal record, and the absence of direct personal violence. Mr. Yoon denies the charges and is expected to appeal the ruling. He still faces a series of other trials linked to the martial law case and is currently serving jail time for a separate conviction. Lots to unpack. So for more, CNA senior correspondent Lim Yun Suk joins us live from Seoul. First, Yong Suk, describe for us and break down the court's verdict, if you could, and then tell us what happens next.
Well, as the court read out the verdict sentencing Yoon Suk Yeol to life imprisonment, the judges laid out the reasoning behind that decision. And the court said that Yoon Suk Yeol threatened the country's constitutional order, involved many people in carrying out his plans, and also caused significant social harm. Now, the court also noted something prosecutors had repeatedly pointed out earlier, that Yoon Suk Yeol showed no remorse during the proceedings and at times refused to appear in court without valid reasons. Now, moving forward, Yoon Suk Yeol can appeal this verdict, and so, this legal battle may not be over yet. But for now, it remains unclear whether he is going to do that, because after that ruling, his lawyers said that they would have to review the judgment first and see whether or not an appeal would be worthwhile. Now, let's listen to what one of the lawyers had to say.
오늘 법치가 붕괴되는 현실을 보면서 향후 항소를 해야 할지, 이런 형사소송 절차를 계속 참여를 해야 될지 회의가 듭니다.
Now, despite that uncertainty, there are many experts here who say that an appeal is still likely, especially if his defense team believes that there's even a small little chance of reducing that life sentence to a fixed-term prison sentence. So we'll have to wait and see.
Talk us through the public response, which has been unfolding in the hours since the sentencing.
Well, among the public, reaction has been sharply divided and highly emotional, too, especially outside the courthouse, where, when the verdict was out, you have people on one side applauding and saying that he deserved it, while his supporters were saying that he didn't deserve that and that he should be released right away. And so among supporters of Yoon Suk Yeol, many described the verdict as being unjust, and they argued that declaring the martial law was within the presidential authority, and said that there were no direct victims of this martial law declaration. Also, many of them expressed deep distrust toward the judicial system here, saying that, they had expected some of the charges to be dismissed or for him to be acquitted. And many also believe that he should go ahead and appeal that ruling. But there was also, there were other people, too, who said that this memory of this, the martial law is still very vivid in their minds, and that this verdict needed to carry this strong symbolic weight. Now, a few even argued that the death penalty would have sent a clear message to prevent anything like this happening again, calling this life sentence disappointing in that sense. And also many others who say that life imprisonment was the better choice, especially since South Korea has not carried out the death sentence since 1997. And so in a way, this life imprisonment is still an extremely heavy sentence, especially for a former president. So, what matters most right now, many South Koreans are saying, is that the court also recognized Yoon as being guilty without dismissing the charges. And so, very mixed reactions here in South Korea, which really does show how polarized this country still is.
Indeed. We leave it there for now. Thank you so much. CNA's senior correspondent Lim Yun Suk, live from Seoul.